Hey everyone, Bob or DoggertQBones. Welcome back to another deck tech. Today we have what I believe to be the best iteration of Monowhite Aggro, being Monowhite Humans. I won't get too much into the nitty gritty since you can find that in my article that's going to be linked below, but I'll give you, a rough overview. So the whole reason to be humans right now, in my opinion, is for rally the ranks. Oh, hello. There we go. Rally the ranks. So this card is functionally Honor of the Pure, and as I expound on in my article, Honor of the Pure is like a very classic white weenie card, and it was really, really good back in the day. I still think it's just as good. However, you need to make some deck building concessions. However, because there's so many good humans, we finally have Thalia, we have Hopeful Initiate, Chaplain, Adeline makes humans, Brutal Cathar. Everyone's a human, right? We don't have to make any deck building concessions to make it work. And the card is just very powerful, even in conjunction with Thalia. They're actually pretty good together, ironically. So pretty much the idea behind this deck, your Monowhite Aggro deck, like everyone is pretty familiar with at this point, right? You have your good curve, you have some interaction between Brutal Cathar, Elite Spellbinder, Valorous Stance, Thalia. You have plenty of interaction in the board with Paladin class, which is kind of like interaction in a sense. Portable Hole, Valorous Stance, Guardian of Faith, Redain, Skyclave. So game one, you always want to be really proactive. And then the post-board games, you could slow down a bit to mitigate the threats that your opponent's going to be presenting. So with that quick overview done, let us hop right into some gameplay with the deck. Just trying out some other decks. A nice feature of Monowhite, I've been trying a lot of decks, trying a lot of different builds. Some stuff works, a lot of stuff doesn't. That's the nature of a brewer, right? But whenever I need a nice rank boost, I know that Monowhite has my back, which is really nice. You can always appreciate that Humans is going to get you. Currently, I haven't been tracking, but it breezed through Diamond for me very easily. In Mythic, I believe I am 4-1 just in the Mythic ranks themselves. And I only lost because I had to mull to 5 one game, and then I got crushed a week the second. It was very awkward. There we go. I was afraid that it was lagging out on me. Let's see, what rank am I at? 95%? Not great, but don't worry. Hopefully Monowhite Humans can help me out here a bit. We're on the draw. Not super ideal, but ooh, pretty good hands. I don't love double rally on the draw, but, could be worse. The mirror. Okay, so the mirror is interesting, as rally can be good, but obviously there's such a big play draw discrepancy with the mirror that it's probably just going to end up being too slow, but we'll see. Elite Spellbinder also is definitely not at its best. However, I'm all about trading when I have the opportunity to do so. I don't love it, of course, but I think it's fine. It's going to be really hard for me to be proactive when the opponent has the initiative. Sheesh. Allenbach Escort. That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. Okay, so I could play one of these two. This doesn't actually do much right now, so I'm pretty much forced to play Luminarch. The awkward part is that if they have a Skyclave right after this, I get pretty bodied. And they did. I don't have any removal right now, so I'm going to get a little chunk of changed. But we do have Elite Spellbinder. We have 2 Elite Spellbinders. Okay. Maybe we can make something happen. Let's see. Alright, they have a second Skyclave too. Yeesh. At least they can't attack with Faceless Haven this turn, but what they're likely going to do is just get attacked with the two small creatures make... well, that was the nightmare. Okay, cool. Alright, awesome, dope. Whoa, I was about to say, I don't think you want to do that. Okay. So the Allenbach Escort can now protect the Intrepid adversary, which is super awkward. So maybe in that vein I'm supposed to take out the Escort, but I think I need to do that instead. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I need to get this rally down. So we're going to go Chaplain and name Human. So now we have a 2/2 first striker. So if they don't hit a land, I do have a reasonably good block. If they do hit a land, things get pretty bad for me, admittedly. Well, that was even worse. I am very dead. Okay. Well, that's the play draw with the Monowhite Mirror, unfortunately. That is one of the reasons, I do like this iteration of deck a lot. I don't love it, like Monowhite in general, just because the mirror is just so swingy like that. And that can be pretty annoying, but it is what it is. We're going to do the boarding as I outline in the article. You can put Redain on the play against Monowhite. I don't love it. I don't think it's that high impact. I guess it's okay on the play. Like maybe you shave like a rally for it, but I find rally is really, really good on the play because you can just outsize the opponent's creatures. Because the Monowhite mirror functionally is all about resource trading, kind of. And if they just can't effectively trade resources with you, then obviously you have quite a big advantage. But I got kind of rolled. Their hand was much better than mine. Let's see if I can return serve in game 2. But some people do like the Redain. So if you like the Redain, you could put in some Redain. Definitely not bad. I'm just not the biggest fan. If you get it on turn 3, okay, then it's pretty good. And even the Valkyrie half is also pretty good. But we have so many 3s. Brutal Cathar Skyclave is really where I want to be. Adeline is, just kind of the nuts, especially with rallies. So, I don't know. It's hard to make room. But hopefully, we have a strong start. The worst part is Vows on the play last game. Like, this is just how the matchup works. I probably would have won, but what can you do, right? Sometimes lose the die roll, lose the game. Let's see. Good hands. That's a pretty good hand. So Chaplain Luminarch is just such a gross start because they have to kill your Luminarch really quick, or your Chaplain is just going to be like unkillable. I'd say. So they definitely have the portable hole, but they obviously just couldn't use it. So now I put them in a super awkward spot where they didn't have a 1-drop already, right? But they like can't afford to not kill the Luminarch right now. So I probably just have to kill Luminarch. Hopefully I draw a land, and I just land Adeline, and then I can just go nuts on them. If I don't draw lands, then things do get a little awkward, admittedly. Are they going to go after the Chaplain? That would be interesting. I feel like Luminarch is much more threatening at this juncture, but I guess it also depends on the context of their hands. Yeah, like that was unfortunate. Thalia is fine, I guess. Maybe I should have just put the counter on Thalia, but I wanted the extra damage. I feel like they have a Skyclave. Well, if they have Skyclave, I should have played around it by putting the counter on Thalia then. Brutal Cathar. Brutal. Alright, so now they take out my Luminarch. Alright. Really need a land now. Okay. Things are not going too hot for me, unfortunately, but that's Magic. We have a Hopeful Initiate, which is a pretty decent draw, but we'll see what happens. If I draw a land next turn, I still feel pretty confident. If I draw like another 3-drop, I'm probably just lose. If I draw 2, then maybe I can work something out. That's not the end of the world. I just block the 1/1 for free. Come on, Skyclave. Nope. Well, that was pretty much the worst possible. Yeah, like I just have to pass. I can't do anything. And then if they double spell, then they can unlock something. Then they can exile something else. But I'm kind of on Skyclave or bust at this point anyway. But not even being able to block something is kind of the nightmare. Ugh, not the best match to start out with, but that's gonna happen, right? We'll just go into another one, and it is what it is. Opponent's thinking, probably laughing at how bad my hands have been against theirs. Another Brutal Cathar. Sure. I think they were expecting that to turn into something. And I'm surprised they didn't attack with the 3/3. That doesn't really make any sense to me. But, yeah. All right. Well, I think we can move on to the next one. It just didn't work out for me in any capacity. So be it. Like, a tough part about Magic is that there's going to be matches that just go like that. Nothing goes your way. You miss your land drops. Your hand doesn't line up, right? But I always found that, like, if you treat Magic as a game against yourself rather than against your opponent, you feel a lot better about the times where that happens, right? So I played that, I believe, to the absolute best of my ability. I don't think there was anything differently I could have done, which means I executed it well and I should be happy with that. I lost, right? But if there's just going to be times where nothing you do is going to, win you the game, that's not what you have to focus on, right? Anyway, so obviously we can't keep the 7 because just a 1-lander. The 6 is pretty good. I wish I had a 2-drop. Another mirror. Sheesh. Everyone's on Monowhite this week, huh? It did really well last weekend, so maybe just everybody is playing it now. But unfortunately, being on the draw and down a card, definitely not ideal. Especially if they go something like Luminarch here. I don't believe I want to take the trade here anymore because I don't have a follow-up. That's kind of fine, kind of scary. Drawing 2 lands is really bad when I'm already behind on resources. I have to attack because it just seems so likely that they have like a Skyclave follow-up. Or not, really. Okay. Interesting. Stonebinder's familiar. Okay. That was a great draw, though. This is the power of Adeline in this deck where it just makes 2/2 attackers. I know for sure Adeline is not going to make it out of next turn, but, it was still a pretty good draw. If they somehow just don't have something to kill her, then I do pretty much destroy them, but unfortunately it's the worst possible in Skyclave. So now I have to make a choice on what do I kill. I probably have to go after the Skyclave, but if they unlock it with like a second Skyclave, I get really bodied. I don't think I have much choice, though. I just need the bodies on board. We'll see. If they have second Skyclave, there's not much I could do about it. They don't, thankfully. Elite Spellbinder is not that threatening at this point. They do take Thalia, so I can't necessarily not double spell, but attack with Faceless Haven into Thalia. But it's not the end of the world. Okay, there's nothing in the graveyard yet, so that's pretty good for me. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So I do have decent attacks. I could attack with Faceless Haven. They don't have a great response to that, but then the problem is, so I can't like double spell no matter what, and that's pretty awkward. But what I can do, I just go Luminarch, buff up the 3/3, force him to double block. That doesn't actually do particularly much either. Maybe I'm just supposed to go Thalia here, and then potentially if I draw a land, go Luminarch, Faceless Haven attack. I don't want to die. And based on that, that seemed to be what their best move was. So I am just going to attack with these two. Seems pretty reasonable. Get a training counter. Deny them information. I don't think I want a Luminarch yet because I don't have a good target for the counter. That's what I figured their block was going to be. Surprised that over the Sun Gold. I feel like they want to put the Sun Gold underneath or just take it. Okay, like this is pretty good. 1-drops trading with 1-drop. 3-drop kind of trading with 3-drop. Definitely could have gone worse for me. So now depending on what they have in hands, we could be at relative parity. Thalia having 3 power is definitely very good at this point. If that Stonebinders gets to a 4/4, that's definitely a bit scary without a Brutal Cathar. Thalia of their own. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't really do anything. Whoa. Okay, so this screams Valorous Stance. Or they're just looking to, well, they can't Valorous Stance. Oh, they can Coven. I see. I see. That's a problem. Wait, no. Aren't they just dead on board? No, I need to draw a land. If I draw a land, they're dead on board because I... Oh, no, I'm still 1 off. Ah, sheesh. Okay, so I have to chomp them. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Let's see. Another Thalia. Probably the worst possible draw, unfortunately, for me. So, at this point, what I can do is load up Faceless Haven, attack with everything. They're going to trade with Thalia. Then I play Luminarch. Post-combat, so they can't kill me on their turn. And they'll go to 3. Then I'm forced to chump if they attack with both. So they're realistically going to need a way to kill my Brutal Cathar to get out of this. So let's do that. Oh, no, they go to 2. They go to 2. Right. Yep. Makes sense. Oh, no, I don't. Right, of course. They're trading with Thalia. I don't have to play Luminarch. I can just play another Thalia, which is much, much better here. If they do have a removal spell for Thalia, I die. But same with the Brutal Cathar, I guess. I had the right idea, just like forgot exactly how that would work out. But yeah, this isn't a horrible position, I guess. More or less forced into this line. They're only thinking so hard because they don't have a mean. Okay, excellent. I actually came back from a mulligan and being on the draw. I think mostly because of Rally the Ranks. That's what I was saying in the previous match, right? Sometimes it's just going to get you there. All right, we're on the draw. We want to be all about, trying to defend as much as we can because we are going to be on the back foot most times. I do wonder if maybe I should be boarding in like Aerodane on the draw. If nothing else, Valkamira is pretty good. But I feel like this is pretty acceptable. I feel like we just want to stick to our main game plan. I've always been so wishy-washy on Redain in the Monowhite Mirror. I don't know. Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't. I don't know. It's fine. Maybe it's better because people tend to board out Elite Spellbinder. And it doesn't work with Rally the Ranks, though. So I tend not to board it in unless I really, really like it. It is great if I get to buff it because a 3/4 blocker Vigilance Flyer is kind of insane. But we'll see. A lot of Monowhite, though. I guess this is the week to play anti-Monowhite decks. I feel like that always happens. Like week 1, Monowhite demolishes, so then everyone plays it, and then everyone counters it. But then people forget about it, and everyone plays it, so on and so forth, right? It's metagame trends. What do you got, Nime? Okay, this isn't the most defensively slanted hand, but it does have 2 removal spells. So I can't complain. Whoa, Paladin class in the mirror. That's very interesting. I guess if you get it to level 3, it's pretty good. So maybe it's fine. I don't know. Definitely not what I was expecting, but I don't hate it in theory. I don't think it's as good as Rally the Ranks, per se. In fairness, Rally the Ranks and Skyclave is definitely a bit awkward. Oh, that's fun. So this is actually the exact reason why I don't like Maul the Skyclaves in the mirror. Because I feel like this is just like too common of occurrence where you just get your guy removed and then what do you do? Yeah, like, I don't know. That just seems so bad for them. They dealt me 5, but now they're so behind. Like, re-equipping Maul is so clunky. Yeah, they just... they didn't even have a follow-up, I guess. What can you do? All right. We have only 18 minutes. These matches have been really fast. Holy moly. Let's get one more in. One more. Hopefully it's not Monowhite again. Try to get a different matchup. So in Mythic, what have I faced so far? I faced the mirror. I guess this is the 4th mirror now. Blue-Black Lier, Gruul, and Mono Green, I believe. And I lost to Gruul and the mirror, as you just saw. But I've been doing pretty well otherwise. We're finally on the play. Nice. Well, this hand's atrocious, so we obviously have to mulligan that. This hand is pretty good. I wish it had 2-drop. Hopeful Initiate's going to take a hot second to actually start growing. But Adeline and Cathar, I can accept that. Our opponent kept what seems to be a bit of a reluctant 7. Let's see what they're on. Hopefully not Monowhite. Come on, different matchup. Different matchup. Different matchup. Vincent? Hello? All right, today's just Monowhite day. I don't know what to tell you. I could attack, but if they have Luminarch, I get a little bodied by holding back, but it's just 1 point. All right, so 3 mono white mirrors in a row. Not exactly what I expected, but maybe that's just the state of standard right now where everyone's just on mono white. So I guess it's good to see where we're at with that. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to take that trade. I can run out Adeline. So I want to run out Adeline considering I have a seconds. I could have waited, I guess, and just gotten the 1/1. Know what? If I didn't take the trade, maybe this was actually a pretty big mistake. If I attacked, they played Intrepid Adversary. I play Adeline, get a free 1/1 blocker for another turn. That would have been pretty damn good. So maybe that was misguided. Well, I'm going to try a second Adeline and see if that works. Yeah, I think I did make a mistake. But in fairness, that was dictated off. I thought they were going to do Luminarch or Thalia, not Intrepid Adversary. However, once I did see the Intrepid Adversary, I probably should have just taken the attack, gone for Adeline, and then attacked. Because that would have just worked out a lot better. Well, they have a pretty nasty hand, and they're on the draw. So this is pretty bad for me. Okay. So we do have the Brutal Cathar, but what do we take out? I'm assuming I'm supposed to take out their Brutal Cathar and play a Hopeful Initiate. Now, here's hoping they don't have another removal spell, because then things get really, really sketchy. I probably can't beat triple removal spell. If they don't, though, I think they're in really bad shape. That's fine. This is why I really don't like Elite Spellbinder. The problem is I am so far behind that maybe it doesn't matter at this point. Like, maybe they just beat me to death anyway. But we'll see. Luminarch. Okay. So, I rally. I attack with Adeline and Hopeful Initiate. They double block. That's really good for me, if that's what they're doing. But do I go Rally or do I go Luminarch? Because the Initiate will be a 2/3 versus a 3/4, which I don't think particularly matters. And the Adeline will still have 5 power. However, if I draw another 2-drop, I can double spell next turn. So I believe I'm supposed to Rally here. I don't love it, but I think it is my best option at this juncture. So that's what we're going to go for. Plus, if I don't Rally, the token would just get bonked by Skyclave. So that would be very awkward. And now I do force this block. So this is quite good for me. Okay. All right. So they still can't attack, at least not without Faceless Haven. And I have Luminarch. If I draw another 2-drop, that's really good for me. That's a little scary. Far from the end of the world, though. Well, that was excellent, obviously. Do I just take out... So, taking out Adeline feels like the correct move. But taking out Skyclave does give me a token. However, if they do find another removal spell, they can kind of daisy chain it. But they already can anyway. But let me try to force them to block, I think, is my move. If they find another removal spell, I think I'm going to get bodied. So I think I need to put on the maximum amount of pressure, and Adeline's going to make it really, really hard for me to attack through their board. So here's hoping. Uh-oh. No. Don't be looking at that. No. Vincent, we could talk about this. No, my board, it's ruined. All right, well, the odds of me finding a third Brutal Cathar feel very, very low. They play an insane amount of Exile main. Oh my god. Is that the third one or the fourth one? Well, unless... No. Jesus. That is so much Exile. Did they just play like 4 and 2? Maybe that's good right now, but that's kind of nuts. Oh my god. All right, same boarding as every other matchup we've seen today. I just realized I forgot to adjust the camera as I normally do. One day I'll get good enough at this that I remember to adjust the camera after I show the deck. But until then, please bear with me. We're already 24 minutes in and we're not redoing it. This is one take. We're doing it live. This is a fine hand. So once again, I think that was mostly just like a function of, just not having an amazing draw. Like we did have double exile. And that was very close to being good enough. If they just didn't find the other Brutal Cathar, I'm pretty sure we would have killed them within 2 turns. So it's really, really brutal that they found the 3rd piece of interaction, or the 4th, whatever it was. I can't remember. So maybe, by the time you're seeing this, if you're seeing just a bunch of mono white, maybe just throw some Skyclaves main too. Like, if this is your experience as well. This is a little nuts. I was hoping to get some different matchups at least, but here we are, right? All right, so we have Luminarch. They have Luminarch. Do we bop that, or do we go for Adeline? So I think we just go Adeline. They block the 1/1 for free. This is unfortunate because it is specifically Luminarch that if they have a Skyclave, I don't get any value. But, which they do. Definitely not ideal, but what are you going to do? Now, the question is, should I make Luminarch a 4/4? I feel like I'm supposed to, but it is definitely awkward if they end up having a Valorous stance still. However, so Brutal Cathar is much better against Luminarch because it does take some time to ramp up. So I'm going to take out the Luminarch, play Chaplain, buff up Chaplain, and then attack for 3. So this is still a pretty good turn for me. If their hand's just all removal, then, there's not much I can do. I still have a Skyclave left, so that's definitely going to help. They have a second Skyclave, presumably taking out my Brutal Cathar. Yep, sheesh. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. Okay, that's fine. So they don't have a good block. So I just bump up Luminarch, attack with both. They take it, and then I can kill something. That seems fine. Not amazing, but certainly fine. Unless they want to start double blocking stuff, but I really doubt it considering they give me back cards. Now I play lands. I play my Skyclave. I want to do maximum pressure, so I should probably take out one of these. I'll just choose that one arbitrarily. I don't think it really matters. And play Hopeful Initiate. So now if they don't have any more interaction, I have 6 attackers next turn. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, they're just chalked to the brim with this. But they're forced to take out my Luminarch. Okay, that's fine. Like, as long as it's not buffing. This is pretty scary, though, obviously. That was pretty darn good, though. Unfortunately, I can't do that. And, well, actually, is that even that good? Not right now, because I have 2 spirits. So I load up Faceless Haven. I swing out. They don't have great blocks. They're going to kill my Faceless Haven, so I can't even rally. Can't even rally main 2. I don't think I have much choice, though. Yeah, this seems like acceptable. Definitely not great. Their version of Mono White is definitely pretty brutal against mine. It seems that they just have all 8 main deck, or like 6, maybe 6, and they board in the other 2 or something. So they do that. They go to 5. And they start outpacing my stuff, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see what they got. Oh, that's actually pretty bad for me. Because now if they just go double spell, sheesh, which they do. Yuck. And they just flip it back over, and now I just have no chance of attacking through this turn. However, I don't like that, though. I really don't like putting the counter there, because I just have another removal spell. I'm going to go after the thing that's taking half my creatures, right? So that doesn't make much sense to me. However, we just drew a land. Things are looking very grim, very fast. But we do have a decently sized board. So let's see. If they make a bad attack and I draw a removal spell, maybe I have a shot. Well, all right. Okay. What am I supposed to do? That is their fourth one? Yeah, it's their fourth one in the top 14. Yeah. Really, not much I can do at this juncture. Let's see. If they like swing out or something, maybe they make a bad attack and they only leave back one blocker or something. No such luck, it seems. All right. So let's do that. Take it. If I draw a removal spell, nah, another planes. Well, we tried, folks. Not the best deck tech video ever. 1 and 2. However, there were 3 mirrors. You know, you're 50-50. I lost 2 coin flips and 1-1. What are you going to do? I'd keep going, but I'm afraid I'm just going to keep facing Monowhite, so I think I'll stop the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if that wasn't as insightful as you probably would have liked. However, now you know to just play Force Interclasm this week and just laugh as all your Monowhite opponents get toasted. Could be maybe where I am. Maybe people are just trying to escape the percentages, and they know Monowhite's a good way to do that. Don't know. But it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.